Do you remember that Quicksilver won the Summoner's Choice 2022 vote? Yeah, this guy. Yeah! Sorry you had to see that. You crept up on me. I guess I'm too quick for Quicksilver. Now, Sod's Law normally works is by the time I get this video out or schedule it in, it normally turns out that Kabam end up saying when things are going to happen. But let's go with potentially they're not going to announce this week or talk about or even showcase something of a dev diary for the creation of this champion. You remember those videos that they did with Hercules? And yeah, this video is kind of going over the same process as what happened with Hercules back in 2021 development, and why have we not seen anything about Quicksilver since? Back in December 2021, we were presented with a little video that kind of went over 6 years of Marvel Contest of Champions, including that Hercules would be coming summer 2021. Very specific, and at the same time gave us good hope of going, okay, that's good. We know how the scheme of things works when it comes to the development period of this champion. So we're all like, okay, Kabam have got to work with this champion, so we'll expect to see it in at summer 2021. But then how does that really work when it comes to the comparisons of Quicksilver? And at this stage, we kind of go back to Kabam's kind of like soon and late. Late 2022 is when we're likely to see anything about this champion. Which I'm like, As I said on previous occasions, I feel that Quicksilver is going to be an August-based champion, especially with the way that this champion was kind of like tipped, but there is a good chance that this could even be like a September champion, and it kind of makes a slight bit of sense, just a slight bit, with his association with mutant-based champions. You look at the situation of last September 2021, when we had Kitty Pryde and Nimrod. Nimrod has associations with mutants and X-Men, and that's normally a thing, so it kind of makes sense to kind of pack something in that's a month of September champions, seeing Quicksilver that is associated with mutants, expanding more on the Brotherhood of Mutants, with Toad recently being put in. We could indeed see like maybe Blob, because why not? Marvel Contest of Champions be silly. Look at Rintrah and the Multiverse of Madness film, and how much screen time he got, and how much I thought prior to the film, like, we'll see lots of Rintrah. Yeah, people who watch the film know. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really chomping at the bit to see more of this character, especially from that early development stage. You look at Hercules and how in 2021, how he was built as a champion over several months, and how we were kind of like given that little tidbits of information. Especially, I think it was like 3 months in, we were learning about the look of the champion. Like in March 17th, 2021, we learned about the look of Hercules in the Dev Diary episode 1. Later on in the month, we learned a bit more about the modeling and texturing of the champion. In May 2021, in episode 3, you learned about animations and the basic and special attack. In episode 4, we learnt about the champion design. And in episode 5, we learnt a bit more about sound design, champion balance, and other stuff like that, with the champion going for its last stages of testing from a QA perspective. And then the champion was released in July of 2021. So that followed a process, especially if they started working on it on, say, January time. It looked like it was a 6-month to potentially 7 months build. I'd say 6 months to build the champion, especially when you look at the fact that it was completed and was being tested in June of 2021. So it kind of points to like a 6-month process of this champion actually being done and dusted. But you know, with Kabam working on so many champions throughout the year, this could have been completed back in the latter points of May before going through the testing and the QA in June time. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, why make a video on this particular subject? Well, I think it's quite important, especially with the champion that a lot of players voted for, extensively voted for. If you look at the fact that 1.6 million of you out there voted, or I'm not sure actually whether the voting system worked, depending on how you voted. It could be a case that like close to 1 million people voted on this particular champion, depending on how you separate your votes, whatever. But let's say that you voted for this champion in great amount. You want to know what you voted for is being processed and working, and it is going to be out indeed towards late 2022, or what is late 2022, and Is there any kind of like build up? Is there any surprise? Especially when you look at a breakdown of like how things went over this case of last year and how it could be this year. This is why I find it very surprising not to see any type of like dev diary video at the point of May. This has been since February 2nd, March 2nd, April 2nd, May 2nd. 3 months since that vote had been cast. Is it going to be next month, June 2nd, that we might see something of a teaser, a little taste, a little morsel? Especially if you look at 17th of March 2021 was when we first learnt about Hercules, and putting that into process of going, well, should we have seen something, I don't know, March or May 17th about, or May 19th about the design of Quicksilver, the same way we saw designs about Hercules. For me as well, I've started to save 6-star shards with at least 5 months to 6 months of a save period for a 6-star featured. I think it's very important to start thinking now as to accumulating those 6-star shards. But do bear in mind, because we haven't heard anything, it's a bit of a risky one to go, save your 6-star shards and 5-star shards, because you don't know how good this champion is going to be. Will Kabam hit it out the park, or will they not? It just would be nice to see some more development information as to where Kabam are up to with the creation of this champion. So yeah, what is everyone's thoughts on this particular subject? Would you like to be seeing information about the dev diary process of creating a champion similar to how they did Hercules? Does it not bother you? Are you just hoping that they do the champion well? Or are you thinking as well that this champion is going to be more than likely put out in September? And if that is the case, it could mean that it pushes back the development period, and as well means that the 6-star featured could even be pushing into the January 2022 time slot for a 6-star featured, which if anything this year is to go by, this would indeed put it close to the January 11th, April 19th, 2022 slot, where Kitty Pryde and Nimrod, who were September champions, would likely be going in. So it could take a big kind of like shift in what you'll be saving and how you'll be saving your 6-star shards for. Thoughts on this subject in the comment section down below, and make sure to check out some other content which is on screen right now. Maybe by the time we get this video out, there'll be some kind of like sneak peek of Quicksilver, which will take us completely by surprise. Who knows? See you soon. Bye bye.